Austintown Township is once again turning to voters to help stabilize its police department. Earlier this summer, trustees unanimously approved a resolution to place a $2.22 million levy on the November ballot. Now they want to get the information out that voters need to consider before they head to the polls. A special public meeting is scheduled for this Thursday. Trustee Bruce Shepis joins me now to lay out just some of that information that they'll present to residents. So if passed, Bruce, the levy would generate over $2 million a year. How will this help the department meet the needs of the township?
Well, first of all, Derek, it'll cost the taxpayers $78 per $100,000. And this is, I want to stress this, it's a 5-year renewable levy. So we want you, the taxpayer, to hold us, this board, and the police department accountable with your taxpaying dollars being spent. The difference that this will make is drastic. We're almost below bare minimum staffing levels now per shift, 5. Sometimes, we may have to go under 5 in the future if this were not to pass. And to us, this board of trustees, there's nothing more important than the safety of our residents, along with our officers working those patrols.
You kind of touched on it there. At one point, Police Chief Delmont said that the department has already done everything possible to reduce cuts, including the staff cuts, slashing overtime, and then holding off on some major purchases. So would cuts like this continue without the levy? And from a public safety standpoint, what are your current budget concerns?
Well, unfortunately, I hate to talk about the levy not passing, but you, the taxpayer, and the residents will vote, and you guys ultimately will decide what happens here in Austintown. Our biggest concern is the reduction in the force protecting our communities on all shifts. In addition to that, we haven't bought new police cruisers in a couple years. We stopped that a couple years ago, and those vehicles need serviced. They run 24/7, and repairs are expensive. We have found alternative means. We are taking them to different mechanics, or instead of maybe the bigger names, to save a few bucks. And she's correct, our chief is correct. We've saved over $300,000. We've cut the overtime. We've pulled back our CRT, crisis response team members, from that department so they could fill in and work shifts and cover overtime, or instead of overtime, and cover vacation leave. Same thing with the task force. And I know it's probably hard for some people to grasp the value of the task force, but what they do on a county-wide level, tri-county-wide level, is amazing. A lot of these busts that you hear about in the news, I know there's a lot of rumors and stuff on social media, and they talk about, oh, the FBI were in town, or the marshals were in town. Well, a lot of times our task forces are part of those busts. For example, at the truck stop area, or throughout different communities. There is a purpose for them, and they are needed, especially when it comes to human trafficking.
Now, Bruce,
I can't stress that enough, how important those officers are.
This public meeting seems to be aimed to give the public some transparency on what exactly the police department does for them. What's the most staggering statistic that people might not realize?
Well, I have them all right here in front of me, and auto thefts are up 50 plus here in Austintown. Warrant arrests over 200. Mental health and suicidal calls, 200 plus. I mean, how sad is that? Burglaries, 85. Robbery calls, 5 plus. Auto thefts, as I mentioned. Vehicle lockouts. And these, speaking of vehicle lockouts and alarm drops, these are things that may not happen if this levy fails. We're not going to have sufficient staffing to come out your house and do a report for theft. Or if your keys get locked in your car and you call us and we want us to unlock your vehicle. That's not going to happen, unfortunately. We don't want to stop those services, but we're just not going to have the manpower to do it. We've had a couple shootings here in Austintown recently, as you're well aware, and I'm sure our residents that watch the news regularly are aware as well. It's not getting any better, and I hate to see the reduction in forces.
Right. And again, that public meeting scheduled for this Thursday, 6 o'clock at the Township Hall. Bruce Shepis, thanks so much for filling us in.